Gerald Talbot is being remembered across Maine for a life that helped shape the state's civil rights movement. The former legislator and trailblazing community leader died over the weekend at the age of 94.
The News Center Maine's Alex Haskell joining us live in our studio with a look at Talbot's life, legacy, and the impact he now leaves behind. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Amanda. Well, Gerald Talbot made history as Maine's first black state legislator, using his time in office to fight for equality. But people who knew him say his legacy goes far beyond politics.
He's just a special human being.
To Timothy Wilson, Gerald Talbot was many things.
It's a mixture of things, from being a mentor, being a friend.
Wilson says Talbot spent much of his life encouraging black and minority Mainers, himself included, to see their own potential, often urging them to get involved in public service and run for office.
He believed in what should be, could be.
In 2012, Talbot sat down with Rob Caldwell to reflect on how attending Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington in 1963 changed the course of his life.
Oh, it changed my life completely, because I knew in my own mind that I had to go back to the state of Maine and do something. Do something. Just don't go back to the state of Maine and forget about it and go back to work and forget about that march.
Talbot would go on to become Maine's first black state lawmaker in the 1970s, using his position to push for greater equality across the state.
There was a fair housing legislation that he introduced as a legislator. Much of it centered upon desegregating housing.
University of Southern Maine Provost Adam Tuschinski says Talbot also introduced gay rights legislation in 1977, a first for Maine at the time. He also led efforts to remove racist and offensive language from the names of lakes and other places across the state.
So many of the issues that are still relevant in our time, Gerald Talbot was attuned to throughout his entire political career as a leader in Maine.
As for Wilson, he says Talbot's legacy will live on through the people he inspired to lead and create change.
The icing on the cake is his own children, and how they still stand up for the things that he ingrained in them.
Now, Talbot's children include Portland City Councilor Regina Phillips and Rachel Talbot Ross, who became Maine's first black House Speaker in 2022. In studio, Alex Haskell, News Center Maine.